Hi, we are back with another
Welcome
live
back to
stream.
Ascension Pacific. You're back with myself, Mika, and Morgan here on the desk. And apparently Morgan is following right with everything, so I might as well just not be on the desk. But no, Velocity was a very, very
Your
tough
growth
fight in that first map. I'm expecting so much more from Full Sense as we head into the second half. But this is going to be Lotus here, Morgan. What are we expecting here? Velocity has been, they've almost been winning this map almost every series that they've had this entire game.
Yeah, I mean, Velocity love this map. They're going to bring in what is essential for the
Probably
sake
from
of
the car.
Fulton because they use that push map and their main swap team knows that so well. So no wonder they chose Velocity. Style, it's something that they love doing. Now, Lotus, they need to stop their momentum. I mean, they haven't played the entire game against victory, so they really don't know what to expect from Velocity. But driving them out from map one, knowing this is what they're about, I suspect they will make their happen. On the side of Full Sense now, you've got to remember the shoes on the other foot. They get to do the surprising now. They can come in with something quite different and upset everything that Velocity have planned, where they're almost certainly going to be playing that same style. So the prep should be in place for this faster Neon breach on Lotus, but really it depends because after Velocity started coming back and really gathering momentum, I feel like Full Sense just kind of weren't all there and the kind of mental and it just looked like they couldn't fully recover that 6-0 lead they had. So a little bit worried for Full Sense now.
I totally agree. This first map for me was a lot about the confidence and just how much space they were giving Velocity because they did have it in the first few rounds. And then by the time Velocity started gathering momentum, by the time we went into that half, you kind of felt a Full Sense being a little scared. I was
Yeah.
surprised with how much Velocity was able to actually shepherd them into a corner and they would just be stuck there for more than half the round. And I was wondering, when are they going to push forward? They have the power to push forward. They are not doing so. And it just felt like, I believe it was Pilsky who pointed it out. It was almost like Full Sense was almost traumatized into staying there because of what, the likes of Demara were doing. And by that time, Velocity, it was just too easy for them to pincer around Full Sense. And they just kept doing this round after round after round and into victory.
Yeah. I mean, we can see how they used their prep time, right? They had so many great set pieces ready to do those aggressive pushes. Then the timeout comes in from Full Sense and they have to sit back. So Velocity sit back as well. They understand their kind of flows and cycles after these timeouts. So very, very impressed with Velocity. But yeah, I think Full Sense needs to find a way to settle into this game and not be caught off by so much aggression. We know these South Asian representatives are going to be in your face, so be a bit more prepared. Get ready for that breach and the Neon that's probably going to be brought out into Lotus, and let me see some actual good prep to stop it. Let's see the Punishers when they want to come that aggressively. But Full Sense, I don't think played a bad game. I think we have to say this, that they were very in that game. It very nearly went to OT. I just think there was a few rounds where you're caught out by that aggression, by those big set pieces. So yeah, I think it's all about what they've got cooked up on the Lotus. But remember, it's them doing the surprising now, so they do have a little advantage, even though it is just your opponent's map pick.
Yeah, you are right. I don't think it was like a bad from Full Sense, but I just felt like there were, it was that's why I say it was a confidence game because they did lose a lot of it. The strategies were in place, the gameplay was in place, but the confidence, which matters so much in LAN setups like this, just wasn't there in the next few rounds. I hope they gained it back. I hope within this break they're able to regroup and remember that they are one of the
Dude was moving like a neon out there on heaven, hitting every bloody shot with the coast. Huge 4K to keep Full Sense in the discussion because that initial setup was disastrous. Both of those players outside of stairs there getting isolated for free, and quite honestly, Apinya has really thrown them a lifeline there to win that opening pistol.
Still insane how he's managed to do all that around the top of heaven, but it does look as though we're going to be going in for, I mean, we're waiting for a little bit of confirmation, but it does, yeah, it's pretty much a tech pause, some slight issues to really iron out. Nonetheless, though, a good start coming through from the Thai squad.
Absolutely. Gonna settle the nerves a little bit. After barely not getting a cent across the line, I felt like they had pushed that into OT. They were starting to figure things out, but unfortunately, when you're up against map point, all you need is just a mistake or two, and that's what it took Velocity to finally get that game across the line. Really, really
And I
impressed
mean-
with what we saw from them, and they're going to play this same style coming into Lotus here. I'm interested to see how many maps they want to be playing, you know, Neon Breach Chamber. And over on the side of Full Sense, I mean, I know that they're a team, we've seen it in Challenges SEA this year, they're quite happy to change players playing certain roles or change up comps. They're quite a flexible team of players that can all
True.
play a lot of different agents, a lot of different roles. So I know that they're capable of changing up their agent comps and their approach, even map to map to map. But they also are still playing the same style that we saw on Ascent. They're playing the
Deadlock,
Vice Lock with the singular duelist, single unit again. So look, we'll see if it worked out a little bit better. I think that comp is a fine fit for both of the maps, to be honest. I think the only team that really has been playing more of a funky style that doesn't fit the map is definitely the comp being played by Velocity on Ascent. This map, it's a little bit better of a fit, but it's still quite off meta, I would say.
True. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we just don't see it too often these days. Maybe a little bit more last year, perhaps. But either way, you know,
I mean,
with
in general,
however the
that's what I
results happen.
saw. That's how I felt when I was looking through Velocity and prepping for Velocity going into this series, is I was looking at their comps on paper and feeling like this feels a little outdated to me. And it is, but they're making it work. You know, they have their own approach. And apparently that's trust in Rossi, because the man, Russ has bought him a Outlaw.
Okay.
He has got armor as well. So we've got a couple of weapons being forced up around that as well. Velocity definitely trying to cause a little bit of an upset in round 2 here.
Set the guy up, you know. For all we know, perhaps Full Sense with more preparation or some adjustments possibly coming into this map might be able to flip the script. Now it's just going to be Bear and Mash at least to block it off.
Yeah, Russ just set up Rossi in A, who's now applying more pressure, opening the door. He throws a trademark into Tree.
My God.
He's put a 4-man rotation from Full Sense over this side of the map. In the meanwhile, Velocity are just waiting out this deadlock wall front B. Full Sense have got no idea what's going on.
Teleport's ready.
Scratching your heads, running all across the map. Like, where are these guys? At least they've got that double sentinel utility to sort of slow things down if push comes to shove. But once again, they're looking at the guns and the force-ups. Velocity now caught by the Gravnet.
Yeah, denied entry into B. 2 waves of utility from Full Sense hold them in their tracks. Now they're going to pivot back to that A side of the map where Rossi has been inserted right since the start of the round. They will have access to this A side, but Full Sense are going to be able to rotate in for a flood if they want to.
Some slight sounds towards Baby Door as well, so Rossi opts to play closer with the rest of the team. Now everyone's on site. A spike plant, a full 5v5 retake? You're kidding me.
Yeah, Stingers as well, and a Bucky. This is some really great angles being played in the site by Velocity. Going to be hard for Full Sense to deal with on this retake.
Especially with the Bucky, man. I'm holding my breath. First shot goes to Rossi, but quickly traded by Sephiroth. Blades and guns out now into the site. Lightning Fast finds another pick. Damara now pushing all the way through. Takes down Apinya. Down to the site. It's Laz on a ghost! Off to just Damara now. And with the swing right around the corner, the ghost will seal the deal for Full Sense.
Damara, you can see how deep he went into spawn there. He picked up the Bulldog, but in the 1v2 he ended up in. It actually probably would have been better for him to just have the Bucky there. Could have done some like circle jump movement in that 1-on-2 and probably just won it from there. Unfortunately, just wide peeking with the Bulldog there wasn't what he needed to do. But some beautiful shooting on the ghost there from Laz, has to be said. That's the player that's usually kind of your money man, the man that you're looking to recycle some weapons, but he got the majority of the work done for Full Sense.
I'll find you.
Thanks to that, they will be going into this anti-bonus with slightly more money. Guns up and ready as well. They get information outside of B, but quick response from Velocity into C-site. Leviathan trying to hang back. Pulls
No,
out
no,
the
no,
utility
no,
belt,
no,
and
no.
that's down by Damara. We have
Yo,
a new
Mara,
Neon, and that's his name.
Damara.
You know, Dabby's on the bloody Omen, but somebody else is doing exactly what he should be doing in this tournament right now.
Ooh. Now it's into the corner as well. Quickly quickly contacted by Prowler. Paranoia as well. Spam some shots. And that's where he gets caught by the edge of his ankle. More space for Full Sense now push on up though.
Nice.
Also, Angle is still locked up by SK Rossi. The rest of the team can potentially just hang towards the back, wait for the spike to go through plant. But it's lightning fast on the off angle as well. Shots from Potter successful though, and it's down to Russ. Madeline as well. Playing close range from Zephyr. This Bucky catches square onto Madeline, but it's the last survivor for Full Sense. No time to get the spike all the way through now. Russ just playing it careful and safe.
Nice,
Lovely footwork coming up from Sephiroth, but no defuse means Velocity takes the round.
Yeah, great upset there with just the half buy. A lot of damage getting done with the force buy in the round previous. Will undoubtedly have put a lot of pressure on Full Sense's economy. Great movement from Tamara to be able to win that duel. Deep off angle from Rossi being able to rendezvous away. Those two factors really slowing down Full Sense enough for Russ to show his experience in the clutch there.
Still a lot of guns dropped away.
Huge clutch. Look at Full Sense's money here.
Ooh. Well, money or not, if they peak like that, and with Damar gone as well, some slide options
Firing
now.
spot across stairs worked very well. Got them that opening pick. Might try to take some rubber control here at some point to pick up the gun. In the meanwhile, though, Velocity, not mincing words, just going to pick up the pace straight into C. Going to disrespect the shear here. Leviathan in another postcode. He's not interested in really contesting this one. Outlaws in hand for Rossi, and not a single player with full armor here on Full Sense, so he's about to get a bit of a farm on. All picked up for Laz. He's now one off the Annihilation, as is Russ with the plant. He's close to his Rolling Thunder.
चार फ्लिंक आ
The
रहे
ultimates. But down to this
तो
night,
फ्री चार फ्लिंक आ रहे
would be the biggest difference, Russ. Fingers crossed for a big pickup. But now Blinded has to back around the back of bounds. And that's unfortunately where he will eat dirt. Nightfall then into sight. But also strong positions taken around Waterfall. It's Rossi up upstairs despite getting hit by Nightfall. Two shots back to back. In sight, it's Potter pushing up front. Another killed in action. And it's lightning fast, just trying to defend this spike with dear life. Shrouded steps into open space, but once again with the kills, time bought away from the defuse. Another Zowie clutch up for Velocity.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Just really causing too much of a rotation there, and once again running down the clock on the C side. We're leaving these experienced players who have not only played in, tournament like Ascension, but played in Pacific. These guys have played the big stage games before. So if putting Russ or Lightning Fast in the clutch, you know they're good for it. Was only a save though for Full Sense. So done a pretty big dent into Velocity's economy now as we head into round number 5. Both teams will be buying up. We'll have another tech pause, which will give these players a little bit of a breather. Have a little bit of a think about how they want to be approaching this next gun round.
It's been 2 rounds in a row with the C hits and no successful retakes thus far. I mean, well, kills go well.
The formula is pretty straightforward for Velocity. They bully map control with this breach comp and the neon. They get themselves into a post plant where they try to disrupt. Either it's a chamber on the off angle, or the neons getting supported by utility to be able to push one of these angles, and then they're going to play the post plant from there. So, like, Full Sense have pretty much seen everything that you're going to get from Velocity on this attacking side. You've got to keep an eye and an ear out for the chamber on the lurk as well. Especially if it's going to op on the attacking side, because that can lose you picks early on if you're not switched on about it. So, but I think, especially after seeing what the formula is on Ascent as well for Full Sense, they have all the information that they need to come up with a game plan to deal with what Velocity is going to do. It's just a question of whether they can execute it in the server. I've been in the coaching booth before where I played 2 APAC teams back to back on the same map, and they played completely different styles. And I tried to prep the team that I was coaching game plan wise for how to approach those two different styles map to map, and it doesn't always come together in the survey. Even if you think you have the answers, even if you say, guys, we know exactly how they're going to play, you can still lose to it.
Let's play.
Comes down to that execution. And at the same time from the previous rounds, you got some key ultimates possibly set up. A lot of early space being taken by Velocity.
Taking all of that A main space. Now defaulted towards C mount before. Tour de Force has been pulled out from Rossi. That's nice from Damara. He's heard the sonic sensor through the wall and been able to destroy it. Door being tickled now. But no one biting. Velocity just waiting for a mistake from Full Sense, waiting for a reaction.
Full Sense not really giving it either, though. Smokes out, continues to blockade this A side.
Looking for info. Rolling Thunders here for Rust.
Oh my goodness. And there it goes. Wasn't even ripped just yet. Just a shot out from Damara. In with overdrive now. Onto site. Spike planted soon enough. And even though Full Sense are right around the corner, not sure if they're actually able to make it past. SK Rossi even has Tour de Force now blocking off the other end if anyone tries to make it out of Baby Door. Another kill on towards stairs as well, Pilski. This has to be a save.
Yeah, Damara's going hunting. He's punished for doing so. But that's about where the good news ends for Full Sense. Velocity is just working them so beautifully right now. They're taking their time. You know, they're not taking rubber control and immediately just ripping the execute onto this A site. You know, they're waiting for reactions. They tickle the door. Rossi is holding down that C line, waiting for someone to go for an info push or maybe react to the front B shove and get a pick like that. Or maybe they're waiting for Full Sense to peek out the door or pull the pin on a trap that they can potentially punish with some nice counter utility, because that is something that is great about playing this Breach Neon comp. The other team can throw a full set play at you, but you have things like the fault line and the relay vault, the paranoia that if you use this utility reactively well enough, you're going to be able to kind of counter what the other team's trying to throw at you. As we can see in the replay here, though, this is really just Full Sense looking a little bit disjointed and Velocity taking full advantage of that.
Always ready to let their utility go at a moment's notice. And not only that, the Annihilation was burnt from the previous round as well. Definitely slight hurt, slightly hurting Full Sense. But we have the timeout going through.
Terrible, bro.
Yeah.
You rip the old, get nothing for it. Terrible, terrible feeling.
Lick your wounds a little bit through this tactical timeout.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm talking about all this theory crafting with the coaching staff and adapting to Velocity style is because I haven't really felt like, after many of these timeouts, I don't know if you'd agree, but I haven't seen Full Sense take a timeout and then had a perfect approach, you know, most of the time. But to be fair, I feel like post timeout every single time, Velocity has done something different. Like a perfect example of that was over on Ascent, post timeout for against Full Sense. They were doing those A main and B main plays with the Neon Breach. So we'll keep an eye on what Velocity is going to be doing in this round. We've already seen them take mount control, take A main. This time they are going to once again take A main, and it seems like Full Sense might fight for it.
Well, Full Sense did have some slight adjustments towards the end of Ascent, but that definitely did take a bit more time too. And that was on their attack. Now they're on defense, thinking to 4-stack on A site.
Trap being held. Jump spots there on the C side of the map from Laz. That could definitely be caught by Rossi here, who's got the Outlaw at the ready.
Oh. Oh, shots fired. Laz gonna turn away. And a sudden rip with utility out from Full Sense into A. They managed to find a shot against Samara.
The trap doesn't work, but the being a little pixel out of position is enough for Sephiroth to punish. He's going to take over towards the C side of the map. But Velocity, despite losing that pick on A, they're not perturbed at all. They're just going to contact straight up into Leviathan here.
Okay, and they actually managed to take it down. Leviathan's gone, even with the flashes tossed in. Potter trying to slow it down, remains, but that's not going to do too much. Oh my god, SK Rossi. He's finding yet another pick, continuing to push on up, and now you've got Heaven control as well. perhaps a couple more players towards the back. Full sense. Again, without the most optimal weaponry, it's going to be a lot tougher. Laz, unfortunately, getting picked down. SK Rossi with another shot. Almost every single one of his outlaw shots has been good, and then at the same time, you're able to block off the other one out by Tree. Another win.
That for Ross to finish things off. I mean, I just love what I'm seeing. They didn't get caught by that trap in the early round. Tamara getting punished by just a nice duel being taken by Sephiroth, but Velocity doesn't seem to be bothered about that at all. They lost their Neon to open up that round, contacted up into A, and just 4v5 full sense flawlessly. Very impressive stuff. Outlaw's still there for Rossi, and there's a lot of light armors on full sense.
A lot of potential targets. Bully their way through into A site. Potter rips the showstopper. But now the rest of the team, I mean, he's trapped into this one spot, trying to run away through the doors, but not able to make it out. With a shot towards the back.
Oh, the breach util is just way too good for Russ. Pivot into B now. Leviathan to defend.
And he sets the thorns.
Breach na.
Away, looking to surprise them, but instead it gets caught out by his legs. Madeline with the shots through torso. The rest of the team just able to continue pushing. Laz tries to play it cautious, but unfortunately the angle's not supporting. It's Sephiroth down as the last guy.
I mean, again, this is just Velocity playing the attacking side at their pace, and it's working a bloody treat. Russ's breach util in this series thus far has just been so money, man. You had Full Sense all stacked up outside of the breakable door, all got caught by Fault Line Aftershock, and just completely disrupted that A trap that Full Sense was trying to pull the trigger on. They just couldn't get in a comfortable enough position to catch Velocity. Sephiroth's under pressure now. Passes the test against Lightning Fast, but Russ is good for the 3K. 5 on the attacking side for Velocity now. I mean, I just feel like Full Sense don't have the answer. This is what I was talking about. There were 3 players there. The over TP'd out. You force out the Raise Rocket just to be able to try to get out of that situation. But it didn't really help the ball that much, Quack.
Not a single thing. The response to everything else as well is just so quick coming out from Velocity. I mean, this keeps up. It's a fight right now.
Just gonna throw fists on A again.
Okay. Gotta let those hands go, Pilsky. Grab mat at their feet, but it doesn't quite connect. Potter trying to play it around the off angles around Rumble, but caught inside of the smoke. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? This entire squad.
Full Sense cannot win this A fight. I mean, Opinion, it's a nice pick to be getting from stair side, but Velocity just don't care. They do not care how many boys you're bringing to A rubble. They are quite happy to take the fight every single time, and they are, it's like I said, the breach util, the reactive util, and the way that they're taking these rubble fights, it's just way too good. I mean, I know Full Sense only has pistols there, but it really doesn't feel like there's any way that they can win these rubble fights against Velocity right now with how well they're using their utility.
Not even like a Siege nade or anything. And now, Nightfall, clear out C, get the spike down. Full Sense, the only hero weapon here would be Sephiroth's.
And again, Rossi with an outlaw. He's going to put his rendezvous down. Now he's going to play a dirty off angle inside waterfall as you try to kick off your retake. You're going to be losing players on the way on him. This feels impossible. In sense.
Yeah, look at Rossi. I mean, there he goes again. Slight haunt, but everything's cleared out. The entire team is prepared. Hit by the grab net, but it doesn't even matter. Off angle. Up towards Halls, and Damar just goes in for the peek. Rossi might have been gunned down, so a slight chance for Leviathan, but still, Madeline's position was not scouted out. That will be another round up for Velocity.
I wonder what Full Sense is going to do here. Do you take another attack timeout? Because that would be both of them for the rest of regulation gone. It's either that or they have to figure this out. They can't keep taking this rubble fight. It's just not working for them. We need a different approach. We need to shove front B, or we need to do like a set play towards C mount, or rely on like a C mount door control kind of setup and just play retake A. Like, we need a different approach here because these rubble fights just haven't been it. And it's exactly what you're going to see. They move into a 2-1-2 from the 1-4. And Velocity go, well, let's go straight out rubble with this exec A.
Let's go! Well, managing to slow them down with more utility this time, full sense. Baramash paranoia, but it's quickly dealt with. At least a progression smoke on the site. Sephiroth may be able to find a couple of picks around it. Quick with a Steel Garden rip coming out from Leviathan. Able to halt Velocity for the time being. But then, a stupendous paranoia into sight. Shorty's in hand as well. Alongside Tamara, who continues to fan out across side. Madeline well with the trades. Potter and Leviathan left. It's gonna take some careful steps. Slow creeps out stairs. Perhaps the arc rose to support, but they just couldn't peek. Rossi with another punish. You cannot peek this guy. Potter does have Red's looking for a way to chuck it in towards tree, but the spike's so close, Pilly. He just buys a bit of time to maybe get to have jump peeking into Potter's doom.
Wow. This is unreal. It feels like no matter what happens to Velocity, they can find the right passage and play the right call to get out of a bad situation. It's a beautiful backside. There was rest in the bloody open there. Drop the spike in the open, and they just 4-on-5 contact up into the side, trade out beautifully, and end up in a 2-on-2 that they can win with the ult. Absolutely beautiful from Velocity. Full sense now. Bro, they're glass cannoning, they're forcing with light armor. Like, what is happening? I feel like this team is falling apart here, Quack.
Nice.
Odd, but they're just dumping bodies again and again into this A side. Potter time again. The first casualty of the round. And now second blood drawn. Laz quickly ripped off. You got a couple players around Baby Door, but I don't know if these angles will support full sense and Rossi again slow peeking into it. Leviathan trades, but Lightning is right back. Sephiroth alone on this A site. Lo and behold, it's Madeline lurking while the rest of the team goes for the spike. You wouldn't even think to turn behind and Velocity now. 8 rounds in a row.
This is crazy, man. Just the calling this attacking side is phenomenal. I mean, I always want to go, it just feels so methodical. They're working their way through the map, they're working together really, really well as a unit, just waiting for full sense to regress into them and make mistakes. And theoretically, it's something that I've always felt like is a good approach in a tournament like this. APAC is a region that's notorious for having a lot of aggressive teams, having a lot of teams that love to take a fight and offer you things that you can punish. And, you know, I feel like stylistically in the past you'll have Korean teams that'll play a little bit slower that can be good at punishing those, that kind of style. But most of those teams are already in Pacific, right?
Yeah.
And in the past, like Korean TAC FPS, that's the kind of slower style that you'd have. It's a little bit more methodical. You take your time with it. But you don't really have those kind of teams as much in Tier 2, I feel like. Velocity right now is, it feels like, you were kind of saying it in the break, like a European kind of style, a bit more of an EMEA flair. Maybe that comes from Russ. You were telling me that he's been playing on Guild in the past and things like that. But it's just working a treat right now. Look at that, bro.
Yo.
What is that? I can't even count them all. That's 8 rounds. I can't even hold that many rounds, bro. I couldn't even count them on the fly.
And especially with the upcoming round as well, where the guns aren't there, this could keep on going.
They lost the pistol and they went, yeah, cool. No worries.
No worries. No problem. We're good.
Just cook them on the gun rounds, innit? There's the A control taken by Velocity. Full sense don't want to take that fight. I like the fact that they're taking this fight towards frontside B. Funnily enough, it's not somewhere that Rossi has ever really lurked. He's always just turtling at the backside of C, waiting for aggression.
Charge back से पाएंगे पूरा साइड खाली छोड़ दिया
while the rest of Velocity take this A site for free.
Rossi अभी back देख रहा है
So Rossi's going to mark goes down.
चल गया.
Good camp to set. Outlaw first shot off. And he lands
Oh!
that beautiful.
तू लेके गया.
Hinia able to answer back, but let's see if they can find more. And Laz this time will be the one to wield
Hey, क्या खेल रहा है
Too
बता.
far out of position. Velocity's already flipped the map, playing from Heaven's side. I don't know how you complete this retake, Quack.
A couple of them, I think, hiding inside of drop as well. It's Russ.
Nice.
It's a perfect setup. Straight into two players gunning you down. No chance. Trying to keep Velocity trapped around the spike at least so that they would all go off to it, but kill still going off the way. And now starting to let go of it. Leviathan able to take the shots and Russ will go off, but the money's still good, man. They've had so many rounds, Pilsky.
I know, it's inconsequential. I just cannot believe it. Like, this experienced core and Velocity is really just allowing them to play such a slow, measured, perfect game right now. I feel like I'm watching a perfect attacking side of Lotus. This is bloody gorgeous, man.
Whoa. Alright, that's fighting words.
I'm not seeing any of that in the server right now. I'm seeing, like,
You want to
you know,
play?
the most
Let's
chill
play.
attacking side of Lotus. Outside the server, we are screaming our heads off. They are pumped. But they are focused, Quack. Contact out onto rubble yet again. Op pulled out by the team over on that C side of the map.
चले गए.
Peak.
चलते
Full deadlock set up on this A side of the map with a lot of players ready to defend any kind of A execute that comes out in the mid round. Prowler from Opinion will confirm no one's front B, so Full Sense don't feel any pressure to rotate. I like the fact that just trusting this A stack here.
Barrier deployed.
Hopefully, perhaps, a slightly different approach, a more passive one. But as time elapses again, they start to feel uncomfortable tossing out the utility in hopes that they would block off Velocity.
Use your fear.
Velocity then to just go out from tree. Nightfall through. Potter tries to slip past the cracks. Getting hit by a couple of flashes now, though. And Leviathan finds another. For the first time in a long streak, Full Sense come up with first kills. And now the rest of Velocity trying to barrel forward. Damara does manage to find one, but the paint shells managed to stop him. And Showstopper as well on towards Russ, who already was caught by Annihilation. No 10-2 this time. It's Full Sense with an answer back.
Yeah, they really figured out that attacking side. Unfortunately, it took the entire half for them to do so. Really nice setup on that A site. Completely pulling apart anything Velocity wanted to go for. Rossi checked well on the lurk by the Vice on C. And multiple ults invested to be able to shut that one down. A nice response at the end of the half for Full Sense, but they've still got to come back after this halftime break.
Well, we're back into the second half. Full Sense might have gotten that last round, but it's still so strong coming through from Velocity. Really liking this identity that they're beginning to carve out from themselves with this Breach Neon. How does that look on defense? We'll take a look.
mean, it's a lot of dealing with the chamber. It's something that Big Time talked about on the desk. You've got to be ready for Rossi taking these mount fights and be able to deal with him accordingly. Prowler out front beat, confirming that the defense is no longer fighting that, although they did shut it down. Full Sense creeping their way out a rubble, and Velocity looking to fight it.
Oh, and straight up with the fault line. Look at how many it hits. Russ even finding a shot in for himself as well. Now the full team is able to just lock them outside of a lobby, while Rossi begins to take a little trip all the way towards the back of spawn. Caught up by the mini-map, but the headhunter shots are good! Oh my goodness, it's just Afinia left. He's trying to track him midair, man. He just can't.
Oh my god. Should have hit up that Kovac scenario just before, you know.
The one where the
practice
neon's
that
flying
one.
around? Sure.
The one with the neons flying at you, doing 360s, and you got 3 other people running at you. That's just beautiful util use. Look at that. One player full blind by the paranoia. The stun connects. Beautiful fault line from Russ. Perfect flank from Rossi. Just the util has been so effective for Velocity this entire series. And Full Sense have no answer for it.
It's not even like fully tracked by the assist stat either. Rossi now finding the shot. Russ with 5 assists is what I was thinking about. But look, they're just gonna keep going for it. Shoot and scoot.
He just shoves the barrel straight in Potter's mouth. It's unbelievable, the confidence that this man has. He doesn't hit the rendezvous, he just hits it with the no-scope.
Yeah, no, this is where we go for it. Jumping 360. Nah, it's not happening. Full Sense looking to push their way through with the classics.
See what they can get done here. They have picked up an outlaw. So there is some upset potential here. 2 players that could die to that in one shot. But Velocity are already set up to deal with this site plant. Can potentially delay it with some good util here.
Yeah, Aftershock, the Flashes, and the Prowlers all tossed in now. Madeline on for the hunt, but it doesn't matter when Delmara's the one slithering all the way through downstairs.
11 to 3 for Velocity. A very clean anti-eco, despite the fact that you had a couple of whiff shots on the outlaw there from Rossi. Really, really nicely worked. And again, it's just effective util. Aftershock forcing these players out. Really, really nicely timed C's towards the backside of the double stack there, and then your neon slides on through. Bonus on the cards for Velocity here. Full Sense staring down the barrel of their first gun round. They're going to need a lot of them to try to come back here.
If they don't, oh man, the map just might be done. Look at this control as well. Lightning fast on top of rubble.
Full rubble control. And this Full Sense attacking side is looking exactly like their adaptations that you saw them make on Ascent, right? They are just turtling in spawn.
Okay.
Oh, what a shot there to open things up. Damara's just got a free haircut, looking fresh as anything.
Kind of like the one that I've got. Paranoia now out from lightning fast.
Don't change the subject, man. We're talking about your hair.
The round's going on. It's Full Sense trying to go Oscar Mike over onto C, but this is where Rossi is. A couple of them onto light shields, but nice, nasty shots coming through from Potter this time. Russ up close, trying to spray and pray. It's not gonna happen. Low HP, but they will still be able to push on through, getting the spike down.
Yeah, Madeline shut out by the deadlock wall there. Barrier mesh gonna keep him at bay. Nice safe plant from Apinya. Both him and Potter extremely low here. You don't want to lose extra guns here for Full Sense. You need every little bit of money that you could possibly have access to, because they've got a big comeback to undertake.
One step at a time.
I'll find you.
Similarly for Madeline, just trying to clear it and take as much as possible, but unfortunately no kills found, so rather successful coming through from Full Sense.
First of many that will be needed. Oh. Hit that bloke with the reaction time test right now. I'm betting he clears that. Not me, I'm pushing 30 quack, so I don't want to.
We're the
no one
same
needs
age,
to see these
man.
numbers, but But you got the C reactions, man. Like you got
okay.
the SG aim. You know, you're built different. You look like
Perhaps.
Jing out here.
Perhaps. We're looking on to Rossi to hopefully be the one to react faster, but wow. We talked about the turtling, it's happening again.
It's a dirty off angle. I mean, if anything, Rossi's the turtle because Sephiroth's just waiting for him to stick his head out of his shell so he can pop it off.
Shadows traveling.
Nothing being given. Progression smoke outside of A here. Full Sense looking to try to take some space. Feeling things out with the Prowler. Hotline will push them away for now.
Potential aftershock to get sent through as well. I mean, this turtling is just baiting out utility from Velocity.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trading down the util. Now it's starting to make their way back towards C now, but you've had this two-man setup since the start of the round, Quack.
Operator. See how smooth SK Rossi can come out with it. Oh, this time not connecting.
Oh, no.
To take the fall.
TPing into the open.
It's
Not the
good,
clean
yeah,
position
bro.
that you were looking for. And Rossi's missed, you know, 4 or 5 of the last couple of shots we've seen him take.
30
You
seconds.
need your chamber to be connecting those shots with the operator. It is vitally important with this comp because, as Big Time said on the desk, if chamber doesn't take those picks, doesn't hit those shots, then you become a useless man. You are a man with a gun that is not shooting anyone. It's just facts, man.
It's, yeah, harsh word, but true. Well, this time it's Damar who unfortunately will
Spike planted.
bite the dust. Spike goes down as well. Probably might want to hang back and hold on to this off. Find more use with it for the next round.
I mean, look, I'm being a little harsh. You are a fantastic util sponge. You can soak up 2 or 3 pieces of util, TP out. But I don't know if that's what you're really looking for when you click chamber in the agent select screen.
Yeah.
Velocity looking to play the long game here, though. I like the 3-man save. We are very far ahead here. Could min-max the economy with some, you know, clever financial management. Just maximize the amount of buys that we can have to try to just secure 2 more. That's all you need. This was a great round from Full Sense, though. Potter, come on, man. Come on.
You were just talking about successful financial
That's fine. All good.
Okay.
He's right at home. They just pulled up over from the boot camp. He can just, you know, walk down the road, grab a little bit of extra cash. No stress.
There we go. Rifle spot up. But once again, back towards the setup of Velocity.
They continue to want to try to take this rubble fight.
Where are you?
Feeling that they can win it time and time again. Sees Nate doesn't quite catch Tamara there. You can see Atlanta just behind him. Relay Bolt to secure that A control. Full Sense will once again not contest, and Velocity will rotate accordingly.
Again and again. Lightning Fast and Rossi as well outside of C.
Same setup. See if it'll find them more success here.
Or become a util sponge, I suppose. You've
That's one
soaked
Prowler.
up 1 Prowler. Yes! That's
Huge.
value!
It's getting bigger.
Uh-oh. Some adjustments coming through from Full Sense. They're peeking with the util this time. Flashes, Prowlers, all... No, that's getting soaked up. That's a good sponge. That's a
It's
scrub
looking
daddy.
huge. Looking huge, looking pumped, like Quack's biceps after a couple curls at the gym. We
Thank
love
you.
to see it.
Gotta go.
Yes, it's true. I
Fault
get my
line.
protein shakes in.
I'll find you.
Great. Well, that's going to push Velocity away. Sorry, Full Sense away. They're going to take that rubble control and tickle the door. They're trying to pull
30
some
seconds
rotations
left.
from Velocity over towards this
Over
A
there.
side of the map, but Velocity is not
Whoa.
really biting. They're just
Yare.
in their rotations. Rossi's alone on C here, though.
Oh,
Down. See.
but look at the
Oh,
4 TP coming through
nice.
Sephiroth! Lightning Fast and Madeline are right around the corner as well. You mentioned that they weren't biting, and here they are. Velocity gunning down
Nice.
that map point score. It's the wall bench shots.
Oh,
With an into
बढ़िया
triple
भाई.
Potter.
Like,
There they go.
Lightning
Velocity
को
up
रख के
to
बढ़िया किया भाई.
It's just phenomenal how little they're
How-
panicking in the mid to late round. Like, the rotations barely move. They had so much faith in Rossi in their C retake protocol. That even though the majority of full sense was barreling down the door of the C side, they barely even moved an inch. Like, look at the minimap right now. Rusty's on his own. You have the one rotation of Lighting Fast in Waterfall, and everyone else is still holding around the map, which really is what allows Madeline to catch that push in through door side. That tells you that Velocity as a team are just trusting the setups. They trust the process. They are fully confident that they are going to win this game against Full Sense, doing what they've drilled, doing what they've practiced day after day.
You have to admire that.
VLT हमारा
A couple of shots that he's whipped here and there. Rossi is still sitting up on top of 16 kills. Same setup once again.
Alright, again, barely dodging that util. Almost caught it
भाई
this time.
दूसरे छोड़ दे
Changing up the approach, going to be a contact towards front B, towards Russ.
Does have the util after all. Able to slow them down, and here comes Rossi with the door stepped open. Sephiroth and Alpinia trying to shoot their way out, but the chances of survival slowly slimming down. Damar pushes the ball too early.
no बच्चा DK
Unfortunately caught red-handed. Lightning Fast is the last
Even-
player alive for Velocity.
You know he's front B. You know they need to smoke off the door, worry about the stairs angle. Full Set's just going to play this one by the numbers, walking hand in hand, straight through rubble. As long as they can trade this one kill, then they can get this round done. Lightning Fast though, both of his opponents pretty low here. It's a very winnable 1-on-2 clutch, but he's banking on the fact that they're going to end C here.
Lightning Fast PRA
30 seconds left.
Okay. Slowly coming back into it though. Now you've got a couple of smokes to potentially try, but she's just gonna sneak forward. A little bit more concerned about the door, but it's the players out towards heaven, and they were both working together. Full Sense able to extend their life.
Yeah, staying alive in this series, just doing things sensibly, at least in the XVX. That was a very nice setup. That's what I was talking about when I was asking when a Full Sense going to run a single setup. Exactly what you saw with Velocity there. As soon as the front B contact comes in onto Russ, not only does he he get one, but you have the Omen who opens the door, and then it's just a firing squad for an op that's staring straight down from that C site all the way through the B door. It's just free pickings. That's why it's such a strong setup, especially when you're running the chamber. It was the perfect reaction to Full Sense trying to kick off that B contact. Unfortunately, though, where Velocity really ran into issues was just trying to end the game too fast, too quickly. You had the full crunch coming around through A lobby. They really just tried to find those Full Sense players that they knew were stuck in front B and hunt them down and kill them so they could just be done with this game. But
Yeah.
you corner some of these Full Sense players and they are sharp as anything. They're going to punish you for that.
Damar with the overdrive as well, but I guess we'll see. Cornered or not, at least now, certainly in the map scoreline, they are. They've been turtling throughout most of these rounds. For the first time in a long time, Velocity are going to come in with a slight eco half-buy, if anything. Damar onto the Bucky.
Bucky, and probably a tour de force here for Rossi. So there are a few things they have to consider. So Rossi's going to take an angle over towards A. Initial shot, then probably TP into door and try to swing it open. To find a pick there.
Tour de Force could slow, but the angles aren't there. He's been smoked off and everything.
We'll definitely have a chance at a shot here at some point.
Okay. A Prowler more utility
Pushing
at
off the
least.
line. Yeah, I mean, Full Sense just doing a really, really good job. Just safely crossing behind the cover of the dark cover. Prowlers to push that chamber op off the line, and they're going to secure themselves the showstopper. So I would assume they would have just kicked off the A execute, but it looks like they want to split B instead.
Door quickly broken. Showstopper into sight. A sheriff shot heard, but otherwise nothing else. Showstopper just to give Velocity a slight warning as to avoid heaven control, but Rossi's coming back in. The rest of the team as well. Slightly threw an out over from door, but Steel Garden should secure it. Sephiroth out with first blood. Spotted onto another player as well, and you still have, C-Link blocked off with the smokes. It kind of does go off though, and here come the flashes now. Rossi with the first shot on Toward Force. It just controls a little bit more space. And with that, the rest of the players are now able to set up the firing squad around the site. Laz wanting to push all the way through, but slowed down. Rossi, the shot whiffs. And it's Annihilation sent in as well, but not quite connecting. Grabbed it onto Rossi. Laz needing to nail the shot. He comes back in and manages to save the day. Azawi clutch. Full sense up to another round.
Took everything out of Full Sense to get that round across the line though. And there was very little invested in it from Velocity. Just the two of the force at Bucky and a singular Sheriff, but they make that round look so competitive. Gold forced out as well. Velocity are really making Full Sense expend everything, and that's why you see the celebration from the team that, just lost that round. They know that they've really taken everything away from Full Sense here. Change up now on the attacking side. Leviathan will pull out an op and look to try to actually take a fight here with Rossi. Maybe reading the fact that he doesn't have the money to buy himself an op and feeling like there's potential chance to punish that.
Definitely could be a good challenge. Rossi, though, the way that he's hugging that wall so tightly would have been a strong angle, but otherwise everyone peels off. And go back to the B.
Straight up into heaven. Potter's going to have a really deep angle to be playing here. Damara looking to contest with Russ's util, but forced away by the dark cover for now.
And that's everything blocked off. Double sonic sensors too, but Madeline in with a Nightfall, out with the guns. Damara, the first one to slide in. He actually gets a spray transfer onto a second player. Potter out from heaven, needing to do a bit more damage. Rossi towards the back, pulls some attention away as well, but Ross coming back through. Leviathan now with the op shots. All of a sudden, Velocity feels the need to turn around. Potter still alive as well. Oh no, the shots whiff! This could be it then! Potter he exposes himself out in the open. Finding the shot at the end, a catastrophic end.
क्या ही मारा है?
Sense on the second map. Lotus going successful for Velocity Gaming.
Absolutely beautiful performance here. I don't know how many people would have had high expectations of Velocity coming into this tournament. I mean, South Asia, usually a region that people underrate pretty heavily, especially when you've got teams